Oh, how to build a pub.
Aloha, and welcome to the Build a Pub podcast with me, Alex Ravenhall, the only person to win Simon Says 5 times consecutively at my primary school. The Build a Pub podcast is a spin-off of my original series, Social Isolation. I invite guests onto the podcast to, as the name suggests, build their own pubs, from what they have on draft, to what food they're going to serve, to what music they'll have playing in the background, and hopefully get my guests to share with me some anecdotes and thoughts on the institution that is the public house. I'm going to be releasing these bad boys bi-weekly every Wednesday and Sunday for the foreseeable future. If you can't wait that long, you can always find all 11 episodes of Social Isolation on this very channel. Special thanks to Sam Nason for the graphics and Jack Petherick for the jingle, by the way, boys. Today, I'm joined by Scott Campbell, who's going to build a pub so innovative that they'll put a statue of him outside every boozer from Middlesbrough to Cornwall. Alan Shearer was one of the greatest strikers to ever grace the Premier League. And the reason he was so prolific was because he always played the game stone cold sober. Why? Because he listened to the Build a Pub podcast, of course, and so always drank responsibly. Be like Alan Shearer, and relax, and enjoy today's episode. Thank you.
Oh, how to build a pub.
And we're off. I'm going to start by introducing my guest for today. This one might come as a bit of a surprise to you, but here we go. So my guest today is a huge inspiration for this podcast, and he doesn't even know it. A long time ago, Johnny Friesen, who's been on this podcast, myself and this person, sat very drunkenly and had a really in-depth conversation about gaming. And at the end, we all had that quintessential drunk moment of saying, shit, we should really do a podcast. Now, while Scott very rightly sobered up and just carried on with his life as a normal person, I couldn't let it go, and I instead bobbed this podcast together. So basically, this is all your fault. I'm delighted to welcome Mr. Scott Campbell. Hello, Scott. How are you?
I'm pretty good, mate. I'm humbled by that story, honestly. And you know what? It's been in the back of my mind ever since, and I'm glad you've done this.
Yeah.
I'm glad we've got to this point.
Because it was like, I was really worried you wouldn't remember it at all, but we were just sat in the lounge. I don't know how we got onto it. I think it was, we were deciding which is better. Which, now I say it, it sounds ridiculous, but it was The Witcher 3,
Yeah.
the Joker games, and then I went for Pokemon.
Arkham City, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then I was trying to say that Pokemon was the best game, which, to be fair, come on, Alex, like, you know, get levels. Witcher 3 is the best game ever made.
I mean, it is. It's iconic, and it's probably stood the test of time more than The Witcher or Batman Arkham City.
That is true.
Yeah.
So in a way, I win, but that's not what we're here for. Scott, we're here to talk all about the pub. So what's the pub to you? You know, people have different relationships with the pub. Some people go there to get really pissed. Some people go with family, which isn't a normal thing, but some people do it. And then some people go, you know, after work type thing. So what is your kind of classic trip to the pub, would you say?
I would say the most common one is with mates to chat, get a little tipsy, maybe eat some food. Probably knowing me, probably smoke like a chimney. And then maybe sometimes I'd go to the pub with my family before a takeaway or something like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Or usually I'll go to the pub with my family and we'll get so drunk that we'll order a takeaway. So it's kind of you know, four and two twos. Oh, lovely stuff. So not only do you love going to a pub, Scott, but you have the genuine honour of being able to pitch a pub. Oh my God. And it can be whatever pub you fancy. It is your dream pub. Not many people get this opportunity. And even more so, not many people get the opportunity of pitching to a very, very special someone who I obviously know about because, you know, you've told me. But who, just for the sake of the audience, is the person you're pitching your pub to, Scott?
The person I'm pitching my pub to is Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. I mean, to be fair, if anyone's got the money and to make the most ridiculous over the top, you could have anything you wanted if you can get this money. So to be fair,
exactly,
it's absolutely perfect choice. I like that. No, I'm surprised no one's gone for him, or no one's gone for any kind of like big money people, if that's the right word.
They're not.
No.
My main reasoning for it is because he could put it on Mars.
Oh yes. Is that coming into it? Is it gonna be a Mars pub?
Yeah, it's gonna be on Mars.
Oh my God, this is a good start, Scott. You've started well. You got to keep it going. Oh mate, so well, hang on. Right, let me ask the questions rather than just going off on a tangent. So you have got, I want to say, the first ever pub on Mars. I'm thinking this is like he's just set up his colony, and like it's got like the sleeping quarter, like a basketball arena, to keep fit, and then the other thing is a pub run by Scott Campbell on Mars. But the first thing people are going to see as they're, moonwalking into the place is the name of the pub. So, Scott, what have you gone? What is the titular name of your pub?
The titular name is the Monged Martian.
I generally thought you were speaking French then.
The Monged Martian.
The Monged Martian? So we've gone for the Monged Martian. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but explain it to me anyway.
Well, I was thinking along the lines of like tipsy terrestrial, something like that, but ended up going with like you're getting monged. When you go to this pub, you go to get monged. It's got some serious drinks. Yeah. Like the cocktails out of the world. So yeah, Monged Martian, just because Martians and
getting absolutely pissed off their heads. Yeah. It's amazing because what's great is you want a bit of alliteration. You always do with a pub. You either want like a dog and a colour. Oh, sorry, an animal or a colour, not specifically a dog. Or you want a bit of alliteration. And what's great about the word drunk is you can say anything and it'll work. So, Monged Martian, potatoed pub, I don't know, you can go for anything and it kind of works. Maybe not the potatoed pub. That would be the...
Don't speak drunk like you're absolutely potatoed.
I'm absolutely trolleyed. Right, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my own weird choices for the word of drunk. Next up, then, so Elon has come to check up on the colony. It's all going great. No aliens or anything just yet. It seems to be all going, above board. And it's been a very stressful weekend, sorting everything out. And do you know what he needs? He needs a pint. He just needs to go in, have a sit down, relax a bit after all the stress of building, a colony on Mars. And so he rocks up. He rocks up to the Monged Martian, and the first thing he does is he goes up to the bar. And at the bar, you have 4 drinks on draft. You have 2 ciders and 2 beers. Now, what Elon wants to know is, what choices has he got?
For beers, Elon has the choice of Leffe, which is like a Belgian beer. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
My dad drinks it. We get it when we get to France. No one's mentioned Leffe. Well, absolute classic drink.
Awesome. I'm glad you've heard of it. It's unreal. And then the other one is Erdinger, which is like a German beer.
I don't know Erdinger. What is it? What type of beer are we talking?
It's honestly, right, I don't know quite how to explain it. It's kind of along the same lines as Leffe, but like it's something like nearly 6%, like it's 5.7%.
What is Leffe? Leffe's 6, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it might be a little less. I think if I've had a Leffe, I'll usually be all right after.
Yeah.
I had a full Erdinger, and literally like last week with my parents in the back garden, and it was embarrassing. I was like really, really tipsy.
Really? Oh, mate.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's me off like a carling, so fair play to you. Erdinger. So I don't know Erdinger, but Leffe. Have you ever had the ruby one? It's like a just way more fruity, very summery drink. It's a good one for if you're in the garden, sun's out in one of them chairs. What's it called? A sun lounger. Just sitting with a ruby Leffe. That is an absolute worldie. No one has gone for both of your answers, which already is a good sign because it shows that you've got some out of this world answers, and that's exactly what Elon wants. I bet Elon loves a cheeky Leffe. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Honestly, I think it's Leffe.
Yeah. So he was gonna go for actually, I think probably the Erdinger because it's been a long week, so he wants something a bit strong, get a bit titillated. But he is partial to the odd cider. So what else have you got on draft?
Well, I can't say my ciders are as out there as my beers. I've literally got strawberry and lime Koppenberg and raspberry cherry Koppenberg.
Yeah, just the straight Koppenberg. To be fair, no strawberry dark fruits, which is the most cider, the biggest cider choice in the world. So in that way, it's still a little bit out there, and no one's gone for those exact choices of Recorderlig. Why did you go for them? As in, I know you drink them. We were doing rounds once, and I got you a sweet little strawberry and lime Recorderlig. But why those ones? Copperberg, sorry, Copperberg. Shit, they're all the same to me. These ciders. I'm not a massive cider fan.
No, I'm not either. I don't really drink it. I do have it occasionally, but I just went for these ones because I know for a fact they're nice.
Yeah.
But,
so what were they again? What were the two flavours? Strawberry and lime?
Strawberry and lime and raspberry and cherry.
Raspberry and cherry. To be fair, never had the raspberry and cherry. I bet that's got a nice little, a bitter twist to it with the cherry. And that sounds very nice. It's like a liquid Mawams. I like the sound of it. Now, Elon was going to go for the Erdinger. I think, no, actually he is going to go for the Erdinger. But if I'm pronouncing that right. But he also, he's had such a long week that he's just, like, rather than keep coming up to the bar, he's going to get, like, 4 drinks and all for himself. He just doesn't care. Like, it's been a big week for the lad.
He's on a bender.
Yeah, and so next up, he wants a wine. To balance out the, because it's, the Erdinger's a bit heavy. He wants something a bit lighter, a bit chiller with either a red or a white. He doesn't give a fuck. It's Elon Musk. He could drink gold if he wanted to. Let's face it. So, as you know, every pub only has one red and one white, and I'd like to know what those choices are for Mr. Elon.
For Mr. Elon, the red wine is actually mulled wine.
Oh,
like
lovely.
Christmas vibes.
Yeah.
And then white wine, I'm not like that big on it, so I literally just went for a basic like Pinot Grigio. Like I think that's what everyone has.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Pinot Grigio is the people's choice. And once again, to be fair, whilst you have got some out of the world choices, you need to make a living. Not everyone's going to come in for some exotic shit. So if you've got like the Pinot Grigio just to, keep the regulars coming back, I think you've got some strong choices. Also, I bet it's bloody Baltic on Mars. So a good mulled wine will proper keep everyone warmed up. So once again, two stellar choices there. I must say, I'm a big fan of a mulled wine, and I think Elon will go for the white because he's going for quite a boozy night. Whereas, if he was coming in just for like one off, I think he'd go for the mulled wine. But he's going to stick with the Erdinger and the white, but he's not done. He's going proper all out. Next up, he wants some of the hard stuff. He wants a sweet little spirit. Now with this one, Scott, you can either go for types or brands, or types and brands. So you could go for, say, vodka, rum, and gin, or you could go for 3 different types of gin, or you could go for 3 different types of alcohol, but then specific types of each. So Absolute Vodka, Gordon's Gin, and Captain Morgan, I think that's right, Captain Morgan's Rum. So what have you got?
I've got Drambuie, which is like Scottish whiskey, and it's like really sweet, and it like kind of tastes a bit like honey. I don't know if you've ever had it, but it's really nice. No,
it sounds amazing, and it also does not sound Scottish at all. It sounds like you get in Ibiza. I don't know, like like a Drambuie. Yeah.
If you say it like Drambuie, that was a shit accent.
Drambuie. Yeah, no, to be fair, because I've heard of Drambuie or Dewey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I never knew it was from Scotland. That's just blown my mind. I don't know why. Good for Scotland. They've got some things going on. Some good Drambuie business. Option number 2.
Right, I don't know how to pronounce this. I never have, but I think it's like it's either Cointreau or Cointreau.
What is it?
Right, it's spelt like C, like coin, and then like Treau, like Treau.
Cointreau. I've never heard of that in my life. What is it?
Yeah, so it's like honestly haven't had it that much, but it's kind of a bit like orange. It's got like a bit of an orange flavour to it. It's something like it's either 40% or like even higher, like maybe 60%.
Really?
I can't remember.
Shit.
But it tastes amazing, and the first time I ever had it, it's like the most drunk I ever got. Because it's like a sneaky. You don't expect it to be as strong as it is because it tastes sweet.
It tastes so sweet, yeah. Shit. Where did you have it? Well, look, I've never heard of it.
The first time I ever had it, I was like 16 or something, and it was just in a shop, and it was like, we've never had this, and it was like a house party.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I out of everything I got this, but there we are. And then I was like, okay, we'll try this spirit. And me and my friends had it, and we were a state. We were a complete state.
Oh, mate. I don't know how I've never heard of it before, because I feel like, especially when you're about 16, you go into a corner shop or something, and you want something strong, because, you don't act uncool, but you also want something, as you say, really sweet. I used to drink Cactus Jacks, which is, I think, only at 20%, but even the thought of Cactus Jacks now makes me feel physically sick, because it was just the sweetest thing in the world. I can't drink it anymore. Same as, vodka sours. Do you like vodka sours and that, like apple sours? I can't even stomach. When did you have Drambuie? First time, if you can remember it.
My mum got me it when we were like in a restaurant in some nice little town, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you need to try this like really sweet whiskey." And then I was just like, because I don't like normal whiskey because I think it's too like, I don't know, it's too strong and like harsh. But Drambuie's got like that sweet bit to it, and I was like, oh, damn. And now I've just like been obsessed with it ever since. If
I had to drink one of Cointreau or a Drambuie, which one would you suggest? Drambuie. I really want, because that's the thing. I'm trying to make up a list of drinks, because I did this podcast and I realised I know fuck all about drinking, because I always just get Carlings and Heinekens, whatever's the cheapest. So I'm making a list of recommendations that I should try, and I think Drambuie is right up my alley, because I'm the same. I wish I liked whiskey, because I think it's a really cool drink. I think I look proper sophisticated drinking it, but as you say, I just hate the taste of it, and I wouldn't look cool, because I take a sip and I do a massive wince. I'm really bad at like when I have a spirit, my whole face scrunches up, and I look like basically a 16-year-old having a shot for the first time. So it would be nice if I had one that gave me a bit of an edge, I think. Drambuie.
Yeah. It's not harsh or anything. It just goes down really nicely in it. And it's like with whiskey, like Drambuie just actually tastes nice. Like I just don't think whiskey has a nice flavour.
Yeah, I agree. Have you had two drinks? Firstly, creme de menthe. I can't know if I'm sure. It's like 20%, but it's like a menthol kind of thing. So it's basically like a mint liqueur, and it's pretty like once again it's because it's so minty you don't taste it. So it's kind of like mouthwash, but like nice mouthwash, which is a really bad way of trying to get you to drink this. But it's basically nice mouthwash. And then, have you also had the honeyed whiskey, the Jack Daniels?
I don't think so. I've had Jack Daniels, but I don't know if I've had like a honey version of it.
So I had that because it was my dad's birthday recently. We had a couple of drinks, and I had a honeyed one, and I must say, it's just that little bit of sweetness just takes the edge off. Yeah. And once again, you can go around looking a lot cooler. So either way, it's a win-win. Sorry, I've cut off your final option. What have you gone for your final spirit?
Captain Morgan's Dark Rum.
Yes, I'm a big fan of the old Captain. Why?
Oh, honestly, I didn't even start drinking it until quite recently. It's this lockdown. This lockdown has had me fall in love with it. Just putting it in with Coke is like one of life's simplest. Like it's just one of the best drinks you can have. I think
it's so. And also in lockdown, you got to feel like you're on holiday. Otherwise you're just really not going to get through it. So a nice rum and Coke, you proper feel like you're in the Caribbean. It's a good place to be, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, chilling in the Costa del back garden.
Yeah. Out of the three, Elon's going to ask your opinion on this one. What would you suggest for Elon out of the three?
Oh shit! I would have to suggest to Elon the Drambuie.
Yeah, I really want some. I might even order some offline. I might even just go straight all out for it. I don't really care anymore. That sounds pretty amazing. But Elon, he accepts the Drambuie, but he needs one more drink. And as you say, you just talking about going on holiday and things has made him feel really kind of summery and ready for a bit of a party. So for his last drink, he wants a cocktail, but not any cocktail. He's quite picky. He likes the signature cocktail of every pub he goes into, and he's making a little list on his little notepad. He's going to, put in $1 billion to make his own signature cocktail. So he's trying to find out which ones work the best. So he has asked, he's gone up to you and said, "Barkeep, I would like the signature cocktail of the Mong Martian." So Scott, what are you serving Mr. Musk?
I've just realised I haven't given it a name.
Oh, okay. No, what you do is explain it and slowly but surely let the name come to you as you're doing it.
Yeah. Okay, so it has in it dark rum,
Good start.
vanilla syrup, like a liquid vanilla syrup,
Yeah.
pouring cream. So imagine it's in like kind of like a small glass,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of like an espresso martini, and then it's got whipped cream on top, and then with chunks of honey on the whipped cream.
Oh, yeah, that's a sweet little cocktail, that.
Yeah, and then there's one last ingredient is, I thought because it's Elon Musk, he'd probably appreciate this, and because it's on Mars, I think it's needed.
Yeah.
So there's going to be like a little sprinkle of like some shrooms in the bottom of it, just stirred in there.
That's why he wanted the signature cocktail. Yeah, 100%. He'll have that'll make his evening, I think, especially after, the week he's had building a colony on Mars. I think a little bit of shrooms, just gonna ease him into the night, I think. Absolutely lovely stuff. If you had to think of a name on the spot, what would you go for? And you always have the option of Scott's cocktail. That is always one that you can go for.
I think because of the shrooms aspect, probably the trippy terrestrial.
Scott, that was incredible. That was an exceptional bit of quick thinking there. That's a superb name. I love it.
Sweating.
And once again, I love the theme that's growing of aliens and getting absolutely off their heads. So either way, it's a very good start. Cocktails are quite expensive, aren't they, Scott? Segue. What is the most expensive drink you've ever had? I'm getting quite good at this podcast game,
That was smooth. Right. So I got it in Ghetto Golf, and I think it was
mate.
£7.90. I don't think that's that much, though. I think that's quite cheap.
I think you're right, but for someone who will basically never pay more than £4 for a drink, for me that is like extortion. And they're nice, but like you get so little because it's filling with ice. Was it a cocktail?
Honestly, I don't even know what it was. It was just an abomination of mix of alcohol. Like it basically came with a syringe of absinthe.
Oh mate,
like,
yeah.
Pumping bit.
Oh shit, that's like absinthe. Oh, one of the worst experiences of my life was on absinthe. I think no, great night, but the moment, because as you say, with spirits, I just I not gag but wince really badly off them, and that is like the one I had was like 75% or something, and I just was like, I nearly died. It was awful. But if it's hidden behind, was it kind of like a sweet one?
Yeah, I think it had like lemonade in it as well.
Oh yeah, that'll take the edge off. To be fair.
Yeah, but I agree. Like absinthe, it's just too much. It's just with that drink though, it was like the perfect amount.
Yeah.
But I've same here. I've had some bad experiences with absinthe.
It's just not a fun time.
No.
And once again, that tastes a bit like mouthwash as well, I think. Well, it depends which type you get, but I think that's kind of got a mouthwashy texture. So if you like that, try some creme de menthe, because if that's what you like to drink, minty spirits, lovely stuff. I mean, obviously he's going to go for the trippy terrestrial. Come on, it's Elon Musk. That is literally. I like what you've done because they're very angled towards the person you're pitching to, and I think at the end of the day, you got a sweet talk to get your money. So you're smashing it so far. Right, what's happened is. About an hour or two have passed, and Elon has sat down. He's enjoying his drinks. The shrooms starting to kick in. He's having an absolute great time, and I like the idea that because it's like a spacey pub, there's loads of like neon lights and stars and everything, and he's away. He's away in the sky, and then he, after a little while, you've been serving other people and stuff, and then he goes, "Oi, Scott, come here right now," and you sit opposite him, and he goes, "This is all very nice. I'm having a very good time off my tits. But what I need to know, Scott, is what kind of vibe are you setting here? Because it's all well and good me coming in and having a drink, and it's a good atmosphere. But I don't know, as the owner of this bar, you'll be setting up how the atmosphere in the pub. And the best way for me to know what type of vibe you want is by you telling me your best pub experience, because then I know that whenever I come in here, that's what you're trying to achieve every time I walk through the door. So Scott, what has been your best pub experience, would you say?
I think like the one that stands out the most for me. This is going to sound bad, but I wasn't actually 18 and I think that's why it was so good.
Yeah.
I think it was in year 12, and it was like right after we had just got our AS results, and like a big group of us, I won't name the pub, but a big group of us like got served, and they just didn't ID, and I remember just having like I don't know if it was 7, but an ungodly amount of Guinness.
Oh, mate, that's thick.
Thinking I was like a 40-year-old man. I don't know, like, I look back and I don't know why I used to drink Guinness. I don't like it.
Was that like your, like when you go to parties and stuff, you drink Guinness as well?
Me?
Yeah. Did you just drink Guinness all the time, or was it only when you went to pubs?
Mostly when I went to pubs.
Oh,
I don't
fair.
know if, like, because you can get it in those cans, can't you?
Yeah, they've got a little ball inside them, yeah.
Yeah, I had enough sense not to do it at a party, because could you imagine that? Like, could you imagine dancing on a stomach of Guinness?
Mate, literally, that would kill you. I had to down a pint of Guinness once for like a stupid sports initiation thing. It was one of the worst things, because I thought I can down a pint okay, you know, like if I'm pushing it. But Guinness, honestly, it was just like treacle. It was honestly awful. But I like that you were underage and you got served, so you went for a Guinness because like I like the idea that you went to the bar and you tried to act adult, so you got a Guinness. So you're like, I'd like a Guinness, please, as if you were like a 40-year-old, as you said, so that they wouldn't think that you were younger than you were. I love like the inner like mental thinking that goes into that. I just think that's brilliant.
It's like Hot Fuzz when he's like, how old are you? 40. What is it? It's like I was born in 1964 or something like that.
Oh mate, yeah. I love that. Also, yeah. I wish I drank Guinness when I first started drinking. I've always been Carling. I've never looked back.
Oh, bro. No, good on you. Carling's just easier. This is an easier drink, like, honestly.
Yeah, it is. Here's an odd question I'm going to throw your way. What is your favourite drink? And you can either go for, like, what's your go-to, or, I don't know, I have, in my head, a very vivid experience of being in Budapest, trekking for about 2 or 3 hours to get to the beer bike. You go around, you pedal, you get absolutely pissed. And the first pint I had, because it was so hot and I was so sweaty, and been doing a lot of walking, was the nicest drink I've ever had. Do you have any kind of memories like that, or is it just a drink that is your go-to, the one you can trust? Maybe it's how drunk it gets you as well, because it could be that like you get a certain, because I love being wine drunk. I don't like wine, whereas beer, I love beer, but I want to fall asleep straight away. So it's a balancing act, yeah.
That's weird because like wine drunk makes me really sleepy.
Which, red or white?
Red, like it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like my head would fall on the table if I had more than 3 glasses or something. My favourite drink. That's hard.
It is, and it's especially bad when you just throw it at you. God, Elon's a bastard. But if we can,
Except Elon, he's tripping off that extra-terrestrial, and he's just like trying to learn my life.
Yeah.
I'd probably say like Leffe,
Yeah.
Just beer. Beer is simple and it's always there for you.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, it is. That's right. Who needs a human interaction when you've got a Leffe?
You've just got a Leffe to cuddle in bed.
Yeah. To be fair, you can get mack-off bottles of Leffe, like 750s, because it comes in like, it looks like wine bottles. I love a good Leffe. No one talks about it on this show, so I am rinsing you for all you're worth. But a good Leffe. It's just, where do you drink it? Do you drink it here? Because we tried to get it for my dad, and we can't find it anywhere. It's not as widely distributed.
Mate, I'm sure Sainsbury's does it,
Does it? In what, like, in the big bottles or like the multi-packs?
Oh, I definitely the multi. I don't know if they come in multi-packs. Oh no, maybe they do. They definitely do them. Maybe not the big bottles, because I know what you mean. But I'm sure like Sainsbury's does them. I think Tesco might.
I'm gonna have a little peruse. See, obviously with the only shop we're allowed to do. Don't worry, we're following governmental rules over here. No need to catch us out. But yeah, no, that's Leffe's a good shout, and it's also just a little bit different, isn't it? Because I agree, a beer is something nice to have, but it obviously a bit of a kick with it. Do you know what I mean? It's like getting something a bit different on your pizza. Going out a little bit, trying something a little bit different. That's what a Leffe is, I think. Lovely answer. Thank you very much. Elon is very happy with your best pub experience. And so he sends you off and the night's still going well. Now, Elon, and this shows how much I know about drugs, has just developed the munchies. Because, you know, I need it to work for the podcast, okay? So if I sound like a massive weirdo, I sound like a massive weirdo. But he's very hungry after ingesting his shrooms. And he needs some grub. He needs some good grub from the Mong Martian. And so he gets out the menu, the food menu this time. And on it is 3 set meals. Now, a little thing I haven't told you is that, as you know, Elon has a lot of money. But low-key, he's actually, about 5 years ago now, he figured out how to time travel. And he's been doing it for years, you know. He's been having a worldie of a time, you know, just going 20 time period, been chilling with the dinosaurs and stuff. But for your pub, he decided that he'll use it for the benefit of everyone. So, with your 3 set meals, it can be as specific as a meal you had when you were 7 in a pub. You know, you maybe had like a really nice fish and chips once. It can be quite specific. But similarly, it can be very bland and generic for the whole, for everyone as well. So all I'm saying is, don't feel restricted on this one. Say whatever you like. So what are your 3 set meals, Scott?
The first one I've got is literally just a big burger with like bacon in it, with like spicy chips on the side and salad.
Oh, hello.
No good a burger because that shit is gross.
Yeah.
Don't like people. No, just don't understand people who have gherkins. It's like, anyway. And then, yeah, some other ingredients in the burger too, but I can't remember what. But you know, like the Black Bull's big bacon burgers they do.
Yeah, and to be fair, that's exactly where my mind went. As you said the burger, I was like, yeah, Black Bull, do a worldy burger. And some decent chips as well, because you need both. But, yeah, the Bull do some absolutely worldy stuff. Option number 2, Scott.
Sunday dinner. Just like gammon, stuffing, mashed potato, Yorkshire pudding. Maybe if it was all in a big Yorkshire pudding, that'd be amazing. Yeah. Like, great, just like mountains of gravy.
Mountains of unlimited gravy, I think, because I hate it when people come over and they drop a little bit of gravy and you play, like, nah, that's not for me. Or they give you like a little tub. So I think like they have like a bucket in the middle of the room under a stove and they just come over. You just lob on as much gravy as you want.
That sounds amazing. I think you've got like a big spoon where you can just like drop it.
Or even like a gravy fountain, and at the bottom is this big bowl. So yeah, you can just have literally, you can skewer like a little bit of everything of the Sunday roast and just put it under the gravy tower and just have literally the best time in the world.
Mate, who needs a chocolate fountain when you've got a gravy fountain?
Exactly.
Like, I would take a gravy fountain any day.
That just makes me think of Toby Carvery, and I really want a good Toby Carvery. Lovely stuff. Option number 3, please, Scott.
I've written down big fuck off spicy parmo.
Yes. Oh, I never had a spicy parmo. Tell me about it.
Really?
No.
It's like pepperoni, chili flakes, maybe some stuff like that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, yes. That's a good option, Scott, I do have to say. What would Elon go for? To be fair, I don't think he'll ever had a parmo, and I feel like he's someone who will see it and he'll be like, that's right up my street. But he'll still use the gravy fountain. So he'll just get bits of parmo and dunk it under and eat it. I just think, especially with the mood he's in, you know, he's a bit titted. So I think that's what he'll go for. I think he'll go for a mac off parmo. So he's now eating away at his parmo, honestly, having one of the greatest times of his life. And he suddenly stops, he drops food out of his mouth and he goes, what is this song? I love this song. What is going on? Now, little does he know that you, Scott, have just bought a jukebox for the pub. And because, you know, it's very new, you've only had time to put one album on. But you managed to pick an album so good that it so fits the atmosphere and the vibe of your pub that you're not even going to put any more on there because it's the perfect album for your pub. Now, what I need to know is, what album have you gone for? And what specific song does Elon love? Which song off the album is playing right now? So, what have you gone for, Scott?
The album I wrote down is Malibu by Anderson .Paak.
Oh, lovely. Yes, continue.
It's like soulful R&B, bit of hip hop too. There's some like really smooth tracks in it, and then there's also some more like quite upbeat, banging tracks in it.
Yeah.
It's just one of my favorite albums ever, and I think it would fit a pub vibe quite well.
Yeah.
for the smoothness. However, like, now that we've been on about the trippiness of the pub, I don't know if it fits the trippiness as much as some other albums. Like,
Well, to be fair though, it's got to be. I think it's up to you. I would go for my favourite album only because I'm a massive bastard and I'd rather people had to listen to my music. But that's true. If you want to go for the vibe, maybe go for another one.
No, I think I want to keep it Malibu because, like, a trippy album would be probably something like, I don't know, like Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd or something like that. But, like, that's not my fit. Like, yeah, I know it's good, but, like, I wouldn't choose it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's got to be for you, Scott. It's your pub, and you got to stick to your guns.
Yeah.
What song is playing off the album?
The Dreamer. It's like the last song on the album. It's very soulful. It's like, it gets you in a good mood.
Oh, fantastic. What I like about your choice, I don't know the album, but from your description, I hope I'm not unjustifiably talking about it wrong, but for me, you said that there's some, upbeat, good tunes, and there's some quite relaxed ones, and that's exactly what you need at a pub. You need the music not to distract and get in the way of what's going on. You need to just be on in the background, but it needs to be part of the pub, and then every now and then when you get a banger on, everyone can have a little boogie as well. So I think in the album you've got a nice little collection of choices there, Scott. I'm a big fan, if I may say so myself, as is Elon Musk. He's having a great time. He's had a bit of a dance, bit of a boogie, and now he's gone, oi, Scott, I want to play a game / activity. So what can he do, Scott? What can he do?
I've put a performance stage up for Elon Musk.
Yes, just for him. He can just go up and sing as much as he likes. Yeah, no.
I think Elon could do some really interesting stuff on a performance stage, come to think of it.
I bet he has some really kind of trippy, new age instruments. Like just some like hovering balls that when you touch them they make weird rhythmic sounds. I bet he has all the modern fangled music stuff. Yeah, I bet a concert with Elon would be quite an interesting one. So what are you going for with your stage? Is it just kind of karaoke? Is it you got people coming in? Is it maybe even stand up, or like what do you want from your stage, Scott?
Oh, a bit of everything. Like, karaoke would definitely be good.
Yeah.
Stand-up would be good. Maybe I think improv, like, would
be
good.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah. Improv is, like, my favourite thing in the world. It's so fun. So, like, I think if we got that on, that could be, like, the main event on, like, a Friday or something.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like, maybe some bands every now and then.
I'll tell you what, I love improv as well, and I've been lucky enough to do a little bit of uni, but I get so nervous. And speaking of the pub, I once went on stage, and I was organising the event, and there'd been a couple of issues early days, we weren't getting the numbers and things, so I just decided to get a little bit pissed. And I'll tell you what, it was the best improv I've ever done. I just completely, I just lost all my inhibitions, do you know what I mean? Like, I lost the fear of it just going wrong, and it went really, really well. It was such a fun time.
Alcohol's the miracle, honestly.
It really is.
I'm quite surprised, though, because, like, I know you do stand-up, and improv's kind of, like, on the same vein, except I don't think you have to be as funny, almost.
Improv's a weird one, because it's like, you can rely on other people. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why it's a little bit easier than stand-up in that regard. But then it's just the fact that you feel like you have to be funny, and you don't. Your best improvers just go with the scene, and they like, if you keep going, the funny stuff will happen. I think when you force it, it's a bit meh. But I think they're two quite similar but quite different arts.
Yeah. Like, the idea of doing stand-up comedy makes me like shit scared.
Yeah.
However, like improv is all right, I think, but it's different things, isn't it?
Yeah. And I must say, no one's gone for improv, and I love watching improv, especially with like a good group. Like it's so good because like you're going to be in for a good time, and it's just the fact that like they're so faultless with it, and but also like especially like if it's not in a performance area, if you're kind of doing it as like a drama game, it's a lot of fun because you're less scared of messing up, so it's a really good time, and no one's gone for it, so I'm a big fan of that one, Scott. Congratulations. Now, Elon, a very busy man, and he's received a phone call, and he's had to go outside to take it, as you'd expect, and he goes out, he talks to some big investor. Yeah, that's another billion we're putting into the project. Fantastic. Yeah, blah blah blah. Puts it back in, and he goes to walk back in, but he notices something that he didn't notice when he was walking in, and that is a blackboard message outside your pub. Now, Elon is basically, I'm going to give you a little secret, about to walk in and tell you you've got his money. He's just got another investor for the Mars thing. He's ready to invest fully, but he's just seen this blackboard message. And if he thinks, what the fuck is that? He's going to get in a space Uber and fuck off. So, we need this to be good, Scott. So, what is the message on your blackboard outside your pub?
Okay. It is the Monged Martian. All manner of aliens welcome. Only humans who watch Rick and Morty can enter. Anyone's... And I've got, anyone seen calling bar staff by their first name will be served last in the queue.
Yes. Oh, 100%, yeah. Oh, Mike, fuck off.
Yeah. Oh, it's the worst.
It really is. Oh, that is fantastic. And just so you know, every time I go into Costa, I'm going to be at the back of the line, I'm going to go, Scott. Just like, fuck off, I'm serving someone else, leave me alone. Lovely stuff. Of course Elon loves Rick and Morty, you know it, and he is an alien as well, so it ticks all boxes for him. He walks in, he goes, Scott, table, now, and you don't know it's gone very well. And you walk over and you're like, oh shit, okay, here it goes. You have yourself one of your signature cocktails, get some shrooms, you cool yourself down, and you go across from him, and he goes, Scott Campbell, I am delighted to tell you that I am going to be financing this pub to the extreme. It's going to be the biggest, most elaborate pub in the world. You can do whatever you want with it. You've got unlimited funds, and if you don't think I've given you up, I'm going to throw more at you. Literally, you can do whatever you want. But not only that, I'm going to give you one of the greatest signing on bonuses known to man. No, the greatest signing on bonus known to man. And that is, I'm going to let you use my time machine. It also works as just basically a transporter, so you can go and get anyone from any time. And you can use my very good knowledge and, reputation to get anyone from any time, from anywhere, to come and have a drink with you. And I'm going to give you, not one person, I'm going to give you 5 people, friend or foe, celebrity or not, dead or alive, anyone you want to have a drink with you. So Elon leaves, and because it's a time machine, it happens straight away. 5 people walk through the door. Scott Campbell, who are they?
I've got, I'd get Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
Because after that BAFTA speech, I've just been watching all of them on YouTube, and he's, hilarious.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah.
Russell Brand, I also think he's hilarious. And I think he would love that tipsy cocktail. Yeah. And then Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the people who make South Park.
Yes. Oh, good. I like that. You've gone for a pair. I think no one's gone for that yet. Why?
I just think they're the funniest writers on the planet. South Park's my favourite TV show. If Game of Thrones ended well, Game of Thrones would be my favourite TV show.
Yeah, but South Park just takes it. Yeah. And then one more, I think.
And then the last one, I think I'd just get some mad person from history, I don't know, Genghis Khan.
Yeah, absolutely. Just someone who would just go off the fucking rails. Yeah, Genghis Khan. Yeah. What a shout! I love that. I love how you've gone for kind of writers in the South Park boys. You've gone for Ricky Gervais, comedian, and then you just got Genghis Khan sat at the end of the table. I'll tell you what. I bet Ricky would rip the shit out of him. I bet that would be funny as.
Actually would.
Have you seen Afterlife?
Yes, I have. Both seasons.
I haven't seen season 2 all the way through yet. Oh, magnificent though. Absolutely stunning. Right. I love his Have you seen any of his movies?
I haven't actually. No.
The Invention of Lying is one that is not very well regarded. I don't think. I think people hate it, but I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was magnificent. I like what he does because it's always so bleak, but he gets the comedy out of that. I think that's something I personally am very interested in trying to emulate sometimes in what I write. A big fan of Ricky Gervais and the rest of them, of course. I'm not singling anyone out. Scott Campbell, you go away and you have literally the greatest night of your life. These people are hilarious. Genghis gets so drunk and everyone's so mean to him. He starts crying. You're like, haha, fuck you, Genghis Khan. And everyone just gets so pissed, and it's such a lovely night, like proper peak night. Like, it's almost as if you're underage having a Guinness. It's that good a night. And it finishes. It's about 11 o'clock, and you're right in the peak of things. And everyone's been buying you drinks and singing prayers on that, and you go, right, you lot, I'm going to get you a drink. I won't hear another word. And you don't hear another word. You walk straight to the bar and you forget to ask them what they want to drink. So as a final little question, what do you think each of those person would drink? And then finish with what you would order from the bar as well.
Oh my god, okay. I think Ricky Gervais would have, like, mulled wine.
Yeah, I bet he would.
He's always drinking red wine in Afterlife. So I'm going to guess that. I think Russell Brand would have... I think he'd have the trippy terrestrial.
Yeah.
He'd have the cocktail. I think Matt Stone and Trey Parker would also have that cocktail.
Yeah.
Because there's a video on YouTube where they go to, I don't know if it's like the BAFTAs or the Oscars, but they go to an award ceremony like on LSD.
Oh my god! I bet they have a great time.
It's hilarious. Yeah, they dress up as like dresses, and you can see them like in this interview, and one of them looks like they're about to faint. It's funny as.
And that's literally what I'm YouTubing as soon as this podcast is over. Lovely stuff.
So good. And Genghis Khan, honestly, right? I think he would also have a cocktail.
Yeah, I bet he would. Yeah.
He could have this like life-changing like experience where he's like, oh my god, I've rampaged Asia and like taken over half of the world. What have I done?
Maybe it's time to slow down, Genghis. Okay, they've had enough. The world's had enough of your exploits. Scott Campbell, what a fantastic little couple of answers. Thank you so much for coming on. That's it. We're done. Not only have you built a pub in space, which no one's done so far, you have also managed to get unlimited funds from Elon Musk, who really does have unlimited funds, and also you've been able to use his time machine to have a drink with 5 people throughout history. Congratulations, Scott. This is bloody brilliant, and thank you so much for coming on. I've had an absolutely great time.
Thank you for having me. Me too, man.
I've got to do 4 quick thank yous if you're right to hang around. The first one goes out to Sam Nason for the graphics. Thank you very much, Sam. Second one goes to Jack Pethram for the jingle, which is a very fun little jingle. You'll hear this at the start of the recording when you listen to it back, I'm sure. And a third thank you to all the people listening, Scott. But there are people going to listen to this. What the hell? It's going to be crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna be a great time. And a final thank you. It's a bit of a M. Night Shyamalan twist to you, Scott, again. Thank you for being so great. It's been such a lovely time. And yeah, thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Builder Pub podcast.